What is self-esteem? How do we lose our self-esteem? And more importantly, how do we regain it when we notice that ours is negative? Let's get into it. First, self-esteem is our overall opinion of ourselves. Self-esteem is our narrative about us. Self-esteem is shaped by our beliefs or stories about our worth, abilities, and values. It significantly impacts our happiness, relationships, and how we navigate life. If we've lost our self-esteem, that means that we carry around a negative narrative about ourselves. How did that happen? We might have taken in criticism from others, especially a parent or similar authority figure. As children, it's hard to reject criticism from the adults we trust, especially when they use permanent negative labels. When people don't feel good about themselves, they try to feel better by dumping on other people. We call this scapegoating when others project their problems on you and attack you. Here's a video that expands on scapegoating if you want to learn more. You might have lacked positive affirmation from the adults in your life when you needed it most and somehow thought it was your fault. If this happened to you, I'm sorry that you went through this. For many who do, they learn to ignore their strengths while playing small in the world due to low self-esteem. And let's unwrap 5 keys to reclaiming your self-esteem or narrative about yourself. First, become aware of the self-describing beliefs or narratives that you hold. You can't heal what you're not aware of. I do this by relaxing into the awareness of being aware and put out to the universe, my intent to understand the stories that I hold about myself. Sometimes images of past experiences show up to help me see how I continue to hold negative narratives. In my case, I noticed criticism I experienced when I was acting in a key strength. That caused me to play small or not shine as much to avoid more criticism. Your awareness will show you different things, but the more you become aware, the more the next key is important. The second key is, release these narratives. Once you see that you act small to avoid criticisms, be grateful for the awareness, ask that belief to let go and act in your full power. Remember that all beliefs are energy. When we acknowledge the belief, thank it for the role it played in keeping you safe. That opens up the possibility of that energy shifting to a new role. If this sounds a little weird, study Dr. David Schwartz's work called Inner Family Systems, or IFS, for a deeper dive into his approach. But for now, use the approach of thanking the belief for protecting you and invite that energy to support the more powerful version of you that is now ready to emerge. This works because underneath these silly negative beliefs are the light and love that we always were. Let's do a quick summary of what we've learned so far. Self-esteem is a story that we allow to be part of our inner world, usually to feel more protected in the world. When we become aware of those stories or beliefs, we can invite these energies to support us in new ways. That brings us to the next key, feeding the vision of the more powerful you. You can weed old beliefs and stories, but your subconscious is much more interested in what you want. What you imagine with emotion speaks to your subconscious mind. What you say to yourself with conviction and commitment speaks to your subconscious mind. Have you noticed how your energy shifts when you're done with the old and are absolutely committed to revealing another reality? Commitment shifts energy and starts every journey of change. That brings us to the 4th key, which is reinforcement. We reinforce with repetition. Anything we do often, especially with emotion, gets noticed by the subconscious and creates inner change. The people around us reinforce either the old or help us birth the new. Talk to your peeps so that they know how to support you in your commitment to change. Anytime we experience pleasure with a new behavior, our subconscious mind notices and works to help us get that feeling in the same way again. Our brain wires together the triggers, responses, and rewards to repeat what feels good or helps us avoid pain. That means if you begin to think and act differently at key times during the day, your brain will begin to wire these responses as your new normal. Create routines where you hijack trigger moments with thoughts and actions that align with a person who carries powerful stories about themselves. For example, if you held a powerful story about yourself, what would you do first thing after peeing in the morning? What would your evenings look and feel like right after your evening meal? How would you hold your body in conversation if you held powerful personal beliefs about yourself? How would you say no to someone who is asking you to do something that is not in your best interest? A powerful way to change your inner narrative is to image a version of your best self in as much detail as possible, then merge with the image. I imagine the powerful me leaving the bathroom in the morning to do morning yoga stretches, and I merge with that image and feel all the good feelings associated with that way of being. I do the same for other situations where I imagine my powerful self acting with more powerful, light-filled beliefs. Then I merge with that image and allow myself to feel how good it is and give myself permission to do life this way. The fifth key is, be careful how you speak to yourself. Whether in thought or words, speak life, power, and confidence, and you'll have it. Can we heal our self-esteem after years of others belittling us? Yes, of course. We allowed these criticisms in for a reason, and because it's all energy, once aware, we can shift that energy to better support us. Yes, awareness is key, and yes, we can weed out the old and reinforce much healthier beliefs with repetition, imagination, and social support. When you do, everything changes. And it all starts with a commitment and expectation that you can change. Thanks for joining us today at the Change Capability Institute.